All right, welcome to day 5 of the 30-day TikTok series on how to stop binge eating. So again, if you have not yet watched day 1 to day 4, just go on my TikTok and you're gonna see all the different tools that I've been sharing with you guys to stop binge eating. As a reminder, I'm also doing a giveaway for 2 people. I'm announcing the winners tomorrow. 2 of you guys are going to win a masterclass with me to stop binge eating. All you need to do is leave a rating and a review on the Ditch Decade Diets podcast and message me a screenshot so that I know that you've done it. And then I will be choosing 2 winners tomorrow. I know so many of you guys already messaged me that you've entered the giveaway. So rate and review the Ditch Decade Diets podcast and just message me, say done, share the screenshot, and you'll be entered to win a free masterclass with me. So make sure to do that. All right, so for today, which is day 5, I want to remind you guys of the importance of choosing compassion over judgment. It is so easy for your judgmental voice to be on full blast when you are eating certain foods, if you've just binged, especially after a binge, right? The judgmental voice is so loud. Why did you do that? You know better. You shouldn't have given in. Like, the judgmental voice is so freaking loud. And how do you feel when you judge your food choices? How do you feel when you judge your food choices? Most of the time, if you're like, oh my gosh, why are you eating that? Oh, that has so many calories, or you've just given into an urge and it's like, come on, you shouldn't have done that. You know better. You feel like crap. And a lot of the times people think if I beat myself up more, then I'm going to do better next time. But that never, ever, ever happens. When you beat yourself up and you're being mean to yourself and you're judging yourself, you just feel like crap, and there's literally no motivation whatsoever. And the reason it's so much easier to beat yourself up is because you probably have done it for so long. How many of you guys know that your judgmental voice is way louder than your compassionate voice? Drop a me down below. You're like, yep, I definitely judge my food choices. Again, no shame. It's just ask yourself this question. Which one is louder, your judgmental voice or your compassionate voice? Yeah, right? Hey, Lee, so good to see you. I don't know if it's Lee. I always get confused if it's Lee or Leah. But hey, I just saw that you messaged me on my Instagram. You entered the giveaway, which is so exciting. Absolute no compassion. Well, we're gonna change that because I think a lot of the times, again, there's this belief of like, if I just had 7 cookies, I can't be compassionate towards myself. Like, Lee, okay, perfect. Lee, okay, amazing. I think for a lot of people, it's like, if I've had 7 cookies, like, I can't be compassionate and loving towards myself. Like, I'm freaking pissed off. I gotta beat myself up. But it actually is the complete opposite. You will stay stuck in the diet binge cycle if you choose to keep judging yourself. When you choose to flood yourself with self-compassion, this doesn't mean that you are okay with what happened. Right? It doesn't mean that it's okay, or it doesn't mean that you're like proud of what happened. Like, after a binge, are you proud of yourself for binging? Absolutely not. You're allowed to be frustrated, you're allowed to be mad, you're allowed to be angry. But if you just say, oh, you should have done better, oh, like you're such a failure, that doesn't propel you forward towards a binge-free life. Instead, because that can, when you're beating yourself up, it's like, oh, I already messed up. And then it's like, you just get into like this feelings of like hopelessness, like I'm never going to change, I'm never going to stop my binge eating. And instead, when you're compassionate, again, you're still allowed to be angry, you're still allowed to be mad if you've just binge, but rather it's like, okay, that was not fun. And I'm not happy right now. I'm actually kind of pissed off. But you know what? This is a process. And I know that rewiring my brain is going to take some time. Ending my binge eating is going to take some time. So I'm going to choose to not beat myself up. What do I need in this moment right now? Maybe right now what I actually need is, and then what do you actually need in this moment? Right? You would never say half the things that you would to a young child that many of you guys say to yourself on a regular basis, right? You're a failure. I remember telling myself, like, you're so stupid, you're such an idiot. Like, and it's like, no one deserves that. No one deserves that. Even if you've done something that you're not proud of, nobody deserves to be beating themselves up. And so you need to turn the dial up on your compassionate voice and turn down the dial on your judgmental voice if you want to stop binge eating. Did you used to binge? Yes, 10 years. And now I'm 4 years binge free. So I know what it's like. Like, I know that it freaking sucks to like be like, oh, this is gonna be the last binge. It's gonna be the very last binge. And then again, you binge again. No, I promise, just one more time. And then it's like, it's never one more time. So that's why the judgmental voice could be so loud, because it's like, you know better. But here's the thing, you can know better. You can know what to do. But again, it's like, you can know what to do, but at the same time, there's a time factor to this. So just because you know a tool of what to do, there needs to be time to reprogram your brain, right? And again, binging is unfortunately part of the process, especially at the beginning. So where do you tend to beat yourself up the most? Is it after a binge? Is it maybe when you've gone out for dinner? Maybe is it when you've eaten past fullness? When is your judgmental voice most high? When is your judgmental voice most highest? And I want you to pay attention to the judgmental voice this week and be like, okay, this is my judgmental voice, and how can I turn it into compassion? So let's say, for example, you were super excited to get ice cream with your family. I don't know, let's say you were like really excited to go for ice cream. And you're like, but maybe I shouldn't, because like, I'm gonna feel so guilty, and like, oh my gosh, the calories, and you're kind of going back and forth in your mind. You're like, maybe I shouldn't do it. And then you end up going for ice cream because you're like, you know what? I want to prioritize memories over macros. I'm healing my relationship with food. So I know that I have to release these food rules. I can't be scared of ice cream. I have to be willing to do things differently. So maybe you go get ice cream and you have the ice cream and the guilt is so strong. You're like, damn it, why did I do that? I knew that I was going to regret it. Maybe the guilt is very heavy and your judgmental voice is on full blast. What you can do instead is really ask yourself, okay, in that moment, I said yes to getting ice cream because I am on this healing journey and I'm ready to heal my relationship with food. I am ready to no longer be at home and be afraid of food. I am ready to no longer stress about calories. I am ready to stop feeling guilty. So you can see this as, like as an opportunity of like, I chose memories over macros. I chose to, I'm going to choose to be compassionate towards myself and say, listen, it's okay. You're allowed to have ice cream. You're allowed to enjoy your life. You're allowed to go with your friends and your family members and enjoy good food. Like, you did nothing wrong. When you choose compassion over judgment, you feel better about yourself. And on this journey to healing your relationship with food, you want to be in momentum. You don't want the motivation on a Monday and then you lose motivation. If you want to stay in constant momentum, you got to be kinder to yourself. And I know it is so hard to be kind to yourself, especially if you're still overeating, if you're still binging. But you can't hate your way. Just like they say, you can't hate your way to a different body. You can't hate your way to ending binge eating. The more self-love you have, the faster you'll end your binge eating. Because when you truly have so much love for yourself, it'll be easier for you to stop when you're full. When you're beating yourself up for eating a cookie, you're like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. And then it's so much easier to binge because it's like, oh my gosh, you shouldn't have done that. The more self-love you have, the quicker you will end your binge eating. So don't feel like I'm settling or I'm being complacent if I'm giving myself compassion. That's not true. And I know like diet culture is so used to telling you like like it's like a drill sergeant, right? Like this is right, this is wrong. And it kind of is so foreign to like actually give yourself grace and self-compassion. But this is different than dieting. Dieting is like there's a set of rules, it's like black or white, you know, this is good, this is bad. Healing your relationship with food, you need to release the judgment. You need to be more compassionate towards yourself. You need to remind yourself this is a process. You need to remind yourself you're learning new tools. You're doing the best that you can. Nobody wants to continue binging. Nobody wants to continue staying in these cycles. All of you guys want to break free from binge eating. But I'm telling you right now, if you start being more compassionate towards yourself, you will skyrocket your progress. Because there could be two people. One person binges, right? And they're beating themselves up and they're like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. You're a failure. You're never going to stop binge eating. And then because they binge, then the next day they create more food rules, they restrict themselves. And because they're so deprived, then they have these strong urges and another binge happens. Compared to somebody else who might have binged and they're like, you know what? I'm not happy and it sucks. But you know what? Part of the process. And what do I need right now? You know what? I'm gonna choose to be kind to myself. And you know what? Tomorrow's a brand new day. I'm not going to choose to beat myself up. I'm not going to spend the rest of my day beating myself up or letting guilt and shame marinate. I'm going to choose to let the guilt go, even though it's hard. Even though it's hard, I'm going to say, you know what? At least I'm on this journey of healing my relationship with food. At least I am choosing to heal my relationship with food. It is a big step to even ditch diets. And the fact that you're here and you're choosing to heal your relationship with food, can you see how amazing you are for just choosing to start healing your relationship with food? Find the gratitude, find the self-love, find the self-compassion. Especially after eating certain foods, you know, like it's so easy, again, whether it's ice cream or chocolate or cookies, to let your judgmental voice be so high. Or like you got seconds and it's like, oh, I shouldn't have gotten seconds because now I'm so full. Or, oh, I knew that I was full and I just chose to keep on eating. But beating yourself up does nothing for you. Beating yourself up does not speed up the process. It actually slows down the process. So where can you be more compassionate towards yourself? Can you even let me know in the chat if you're watching live, like where can you be more compassionate towards yourself? Do you have to be more compassionate towards yourself maybe after a binge? Do you have to be more compassionate towards yourself maybe even in your food choices? Like I remember on my journey when I would, let's say I would want like, I don't know, Jade says, do you work with pregnant women? Yes, Jade, you messaged me before. I remember us chatting. Yes, I do work with pregnant ladies. I'm actually working with a few right now. What was I going to say? So back in my journey, like if I wanted, let's say for breakfast, I wanted like a high carb breakfast versus like, I don't know, like protein. I would feel so guilty of like not getting in protein or not getting in vegetables. And my judgmental voice would be like, where's your protein? Where's your vegetables? And then I reminded myself, like, hold on a minute. Like I am choosing to really listen to my body. What my body is really wanting right now is a big ass bowl of oatmeal. So I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm listening to my intuition. I'm listening to my body. I'm trusting my body. By the way, you don't have to have carbs and vegetables at every single meal. But if you're judging yourself, then you're going to feel bad. I was even working with one of my clients inside of the academy where you get personalized coaching. And she felt so bad because she never really wanted like protein at breakfast. And she would feel so bad because, you know, she was into health and she was into fitness. And she's like, I feel so bad if I don't have protein for breakfast. And I said, listen, what's worse? Feeling bad that you didn't have protein for breakfast and then binging later on because you felt like that day was a write-off, or not having breakfast, not having protein for breakfast, but having a very satisfying breakfast, listening to your intuition, choosing exactly what it is that you want, and then preventing a binge later on. It's like you would much rather have that. So let go of this perfectionist mindset. Stop judging yourself, stop beating yourself up. You've got to give yourself more grace and more self-compassion, especially after a binge. Because that's when your judgmental voice is most loudest. Or when you're wanting something sweet, or when you're wanting something, maybe you go to the restaurant and maybe you're so used to ordering like a salad, or you're so used to ordering like protein and vegetables. And if you want a heavy carb meal, if you want the pizza, if you want the pasta, order it. Your judgmental voice is going to be on full blast because of all diet culture, right? You've been so ingrained to believe that like you shouldn't be ordering those foods. So just know that your judgmental voice is going to be on full blast. And you say, no, no, no. No, no, no. Goodbye. I'm turning you down, and I'm going to turn up the voice of my compassionate self. I am so excited to have this pasta. I am so excited for this pizza. You are worthy of ordering exactly what it is that you want. You are building up self-trust. This is so important, you guys. Do not believe that being compassionate towards yourself means you're being lazy or you're being complacent. That's not true. It's not true. So really ask yourself, where is my judgmental voice the loudest? And where can I use more self-compassion? And then as you're going about your day, you have a cookie, and all of a sudden the judgmental voice is on full blast. Even give it a name. Like, they say like, hopefully no Karens are on here, and they're like, oh, shut up, Karen. Like, give that judgmental voice a name and be like, oh God, here's Karen. Karen's talking again. I'm just going to turn the dial off on Karen, and I'm going to turn the dial up on name it another person, your compassionate voice. And what do you want to believe instead? So if your judgmental voice is like, why did you do that? You're such a failure. Well, what do you want to believe instead? It's all a choice. It's all a choice. You can feel a certain way, but you don't have to take on the emotions. You can choose a different thought, and choosing a different thought is going to lead into another emotion. So when you're saying things like, you're such a failure, you feel hopeless. When you're saying, oh, you're such an idiot, you feel sad. You feel, right? It's like that creates a sad feeling, or like a hopelessness feeling. But if you have a thought in your mind of like, you're a badass for choosing the pizza, right? Or if you have a thought of like, you're doing amazing and you're on your way to healing your relationship with food, be proud of yourself for the fact that you're slowly releasing your food rolls. You're like, oh, that's right. And then it's like, there's more excitement and there's feeling of hope. That's what you want. Your thoughts impact your feelings around food. So if your thoughts are always negative, judgment, you're going to always have these feelings of frustration or hopelessness. Change your thoughts. Change your thoughts, and you'll start changing your feelings around food, and you'll start changing your just feelings in general about this process of healing your relationship with food. So, all right, you guys, that is all for day 5. As a reminder, there is a giveaway tomorrow at 4:00 Eastern Standard Time. I'm choosing 2 winners to win a masterclass with me. All you need to do is leave a rating and a review on the Ditch Decade Diets podcast. Take a screenshot and message it to me. Say done, and then your name will be entered into the draw. And I will be choosing 2 winners tomorrow at 4:00 Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you also come on live tomorrow at 4:00 Eastern Standard Time. I'll be sharing both of the winners, and 2 people will win a free masterclass with me, which is going to be so exciting. So thank you guys so much for being here. Go give yourself more self-compassion. Go change your thoughts. Quiet the judgmental voice, turn up the volume on your compassionate voice, and I promise you, this is going to be a game changer for you. Leah says that would be amazing. Yes, I'm so excited. Yes, Leah is in the draw for the giveaway. I'm so excited. So be sure to leave a rating and a review on the podcast. Message it to me. You'll be entered to win, and I'll be choosing the 2 winners tomorrow. So enjoy the rest of your day, you guys, and we will see you tomorrow. Same time, 4:00 Eastern Standard Time.